So I'm looking at this race and I'm thinking, you got four guys who all want to be seen as the most conservative, and that's the nature of the primary process today and the nature of the state. I'm looking for differences substantively with you guys. You're all pro-life, you're all anti-Washington, you're all especially anti-Affordable Care Act, you're all for the water bill, you're all for figuring out how to solve the transportation problem. You may have differences in exactly what the solution is, but you're kind of all for that. You've all supported a reduced number of standardized tests, right?
Absolutely.
You're all for greater choice for parents with kids in low-performing schools. I mean, I'm trying to understand, if I'm a Republican primary voter, how do I decide between or among the four of you? You all seem to be effectively saying a version of the same thing. Is it all style differences but not substantive?
I think there's substantive differences.
Tell me a substantive difference. Tell me a difference where you come down different than those guys.
Good. Well, there are many, and we just have to look for them, and that's what voters are going to do, and that's what campaigns are about.
Go.
Jerry Patterson and I both went to Texas A&M. He says that he squeezed a 4-year degree into 5. I squeezed it into 3. I mean, those are things that people can look at. Jerry
knocked that one out of the park, Commissioner.
Jerry says that he wants to get a retirement check serving as lieutenant governor. I'm serving as lieutenant governor because I want to work directly for the taxpayers, and I don't think that we should be doing that. So,
okay, stop.
That
actually is an issue of substance.
Okay.
So you disagree with Commissioner Patterson. You disagree with Governor Perry about what is the legal but maybe optically weird decision to both take a salary and take a pension.
I think if you're in an active, as an elected official in an active capacity, that should not be an option. I don't think taxpayers have that option at home, and I don't think they expect their elected officials to be having. So that's the mayor's on Jerry. On David, as I said, David's a nice person. His philosophy is to see how much money you can throw at a problem. Mine is to see what kind of efficiencies and what kind of accountability you can have. I think those are very, very clear issues and very clear differences in approach to solving problems. And we've talked about the issues this last session.
Right.
Dan Patrick, he wants to talk about things that happened in my past. He has filed for bankruptcy, left owing people hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's used a similar amount of money to fund his campaign today. That's a real issue. He has changed his name for political purposes according to the documents that he filed with the courts. That's a real issue. Dan's had a vasectomy on the radio as a publicity stunt.
Not illegal,
as a publicity stunt.
Right, yeah.
That indicates that he is a do or say anything type person, and there are differences between us as well. He did vote to drain the rainy day fund this last session, spend everything that was in there at the time. Dan believes that his Second Amendment rights...
It was a 30, well, let me stop you. It was a 31-0 vote.
But the conservatives in the House stopped that.
Right.
So that's a different... He talks a good game, but there are differences. But because he talks about preserving the rainy day fund in some speeches, but then when you vote to spend it all, that's a difference. That's not very authentic.
But in the case of Senator, it sounds to me like your case against Senator Patrick.
Are you defending Patrick today?
No. But I'm trying to
Are you
to
here
clarify.
Halloween as Dan Patrick? Is that what we're at?
No, I'm trying to get you to clarify. It sounds to me like on the Dan Patrick case, basically your deal is he's weird, I'm not.
Look, if that's what voters think, hey, look, it's very real that. It's very real that he carried a bill one session and carried a bill in 2011 and carried a bill in 2013 that he accepted an amendment that would have given legislators gun privileges that every Texan will not have. That's offensive to people that care about the Second Amendment to think that because he has a title that he is entitled. In Dan's attack on Ted Cruz on his radio show, he said that he believes that Texas state government should meet in session every year. Not every other year like our state constitution says. That is a very real difference in legislative philosophy.
Right.
I do not want to see Texas government meeting every year. That is bad policy because our forefathers had foresight to make certain that we're meeting every other year, causes us to be more frugal, to be more conservative in our forecasts, and that if you care about state spending, that is a very important issue and a big difference.